Wow, guys, we've come so far. I can't believe it's already been 16 weeks. We've accomplished so much.
Yeah, our first task was to think of a problem in the world that we wanted to solve. Around the world, sea levels are rapidly rising and proving to be detrimental in developing countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and Nepal. Because of this, children who live in these areas struggle every day to get to school over the dangerous waters.
The LYN. On the one hand, the only chance to arrive at school on time. On the other hand, a life-threatening danger for the children.
While biocentric floating schools are being created on the water, students still need the necessary transportation to get to these schools, and standard boat transportation can be both costly and bad for the environment. However, LYN Creators has come up with a solution to solve this problem: LYN, a cable-propelled transit system that will go above the water with ease and ultimately will accomplish the goal of taking these students across from the mainland to schools in the water.
Our cable car concept had many solutions, those being social benefits, ecological benefits, and financial benefits. Specifically in social benefits, we see that attendance will increase and students will finally get the education that they deserve. There will also be faster and safer transportation, which will be beneficial for everyone.
Because of the LYN's all-electric system, it does not release CO2 into the air, preventing it from contributing to the climate crisis.
For the financial benefits, LYN is cost-efficient, and because we are using electricity as our main energy, less money will be spent on fuel.
Do you guys remember when we each had to create sketches of our ideas for the watercraft?
Do not even remind me. For my sketch, it has a lot of details, but it's not very attractive.
For my concept sketch, as you can see, I went for more of a watercraft type of vehicle.
My design, rather than being a watercraft, was a two-way cable car that would go over the water.
We all collectively decided on Nikkei's design because it was the most unique and we wanted to stand out compared to the others.
Then we started to work on Onshape. It was challenging because none of us had ever used design software like it in the past, but with time and effort we still managed to create a 2D and 3D design.
Here is the 2D design for the top view, front view, and side view.
And here's our 3D design.
Each LYN cable car is made with 8 seating spaces, including seating for an on-site trained adult, as well as space for students that require wheelchair accessibility. Large double-glass windows will allow for students to easily look out and enjoy their time in the sky while traveling with LYN. Doors at the front and back of the car will make for easy exit and entry, as well as an emergency exit located on the roof. The main makeup of the cable car will be created using a lightweight aluminum material, which will significantly lower the risk of the cable car putting excessive weight on the cables that hold it up. The cables themselves will be made out of a strong steel material that is both resistant to the pressure of the cable car, but not brittle. The first test involves testing the strength of different types of braided cable by applying weight until it breaks. The second test involves testing various glass types by swinging a weighted ball into each type. We would then observe the damage done. The third test involves using diagnostic tools such as a clamp-on ammeter or temperature sensor to examine the cable car's motor efficiency and make sure it doesn't overheat. The final test involves experimenting with high temperatures on various steel alloy cables and seeing which would withstand the least amount of thermal expansion.
When talking about competitive advantage, this 2-axis chart shows that our product differs from the others because not only is it unique and higher quality design-wise, but also safety-wise. What do we mean by that? Well, our design amongst the others operates above rather than in water. This saves time for the students because it can take them directly from land to school rather than making them take the time to go into the water and into the watercraft. This is also more efficient for any students that are, for example, in wheelchairs or have physical disabilities. The second key thing that differs our product from the others is our 4-step safety plan. Our safety plan ensures that even in the case of it being an accident, LYN can guarantee that a passenger will have protection. Besides the doors on the front and back, the cable car would also have an emergency exit on the roofs. Students, when using the MyLine system, will also be required to wear life jackets to ensure their safety. At least one trained adult will be present in each cable car in order to operate the MyLine system and oversee the students. And finally, telephone communication will be installed that allows passengers to call the floating schools or other emergency phone numbers such as 911. Our target market includes students and teachers that are in need of transportation, environmentalists because our design is eco-friendly, people who don't have water transportation, transportation companies such as Tesla, and the school district in order for them to buy the students' tickets in bulk.
We are hoping to obtain funds from private investors, from transportation companies, public grants given by either the school districts or the government. Using that funding, we will implement and test our first MyLine prototype to one of the floating schools. If successful, then our product can be spread to other various schools worldwide. Eventually, MyLine can be used for more recreational purposes if desired by the public. Finally, the profit we make will go to us, transportation companies involved, and can be used for creating more MyLine systems for consumers. When calculating the pricing, we took into consideration the real-life dimensions of our design and the material we wanted to use for the main makeup of our cable car, which is aluminum. We're also using tempered glass for the windows and steel cable, which will hold up the weight of the cable car itself. After calculating the area for each portion of our cable car, plus other expenses like seating, life vests, telephone communication, etc., we came to an estimate of about $250,000 for our startup cost.
Potential outcomes. For the worst case scenario, we are going to implement MyLine in countries where students are having a hard time going to school because of lack of transportation. For the realistic case scenario, we are going to implement MyLine in developing countries. And for the best case scenario, we are going to expand MyLine worldwide.
We came up with 3 potential outcomes for the selling of our product: best, worst, and realistic. Basing our financials off of the realistic scenario, for our 12-month sales forecast, we are looking to make under $5 million per year. 8% of our revenue will go towards advertising our product, and 35% will go towards our employees. 40% of our revenue will be reinvested back into our team and business to improve it by producing more of our product and improving our workforce. The remaining 17% will be put into savings.
We are going to advertise our product primarily through social media because it's going to be one of the fastest ways we can grow as a business, and we need to have an awareness of how people are hearing about our brand, so we are going to track the activity and see which platforms work best and which don't. Reviewing all possible funding possibilities, we have the Dutch Docklands being one, which is the global leader in floating developments like the hotels in Maldives. The government can also give us public grants. Lastly, environmentalists or companies that produce all-electric transportation like Tesla can also be possible sources of funding.
To sum up, we are looking for 12-month financing to reach the desired 15 to 20 purchases of MyLine systems.
I feel like we're forgetting something. What could it be? Oh yeah, Seattle makers. Roll the clips.